On this live unboxing episode of Geek Dad Life, we're going to open up the G.I. Joe Classified series Alley Viper and B.A.T. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Geek Dad Life. It's your host, Jay Gladfelter here. And yes, this past week's Toy Geeks, you all in the chat proclaimed with authority that I should do a live unboxing of these two G.I. Joe classified figures. I mean, really, I think got like 50 likes or something like that in the span of a minute. I think it was 150 total likes to do a live unboxing this Wednesday. And here we are, and kind of excited to do this. I don't think I actually have reviewed or opened up any classified figure on this channel yet. I've bought just about every single one so far, but I've kind of had this touch and go, will they, won't they relationship with the classified series. If you know my collection, if you know my room, I do have a pretty sizable G.I. Joe collection, but it's all vintage. I have a USS Flag, a Terradrome, a bunch of vintage O-ring figures. So once they announced the return of O-rings, that's I was like, all right, I classified as great. It's an incredible action figure toy line. But really, I think I'm just going to focus on the O-rings because that's what I have space for, and then allow space for some other things like, I don't know, Hot Toys, Back to the Future 2 DeLorean, stuff like that. It can be really hard to figure that stuff out. But then I found these figures on shelves, and I'm just like, these are amazing. I don't know if I can quit classified series. And, maybe you all have had that experience at home where you're like, I'm done with this line. I'm not buying anymore. And then you see a new one. You're like, well, maybe I'll stick to it. I don't know. So happy to be opening these up here with you all. I have a few people in the chat kind of drop this one out of nowhere. So that's why, as always, hit the subscribe button and that bell icon so you don't miss any. But we got Durant 100 here, as well as Space Cowboy is here. The Batman was great. Definite must see. Edge is that bat is fire. Riley Bob is here as well. Hello, y'all. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. And oh my God, that Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer dropped. And I'm actually planning on doing a live stream later on tonight. We'll have some special guests joining the stream since Ralph can't be a part of it. Maybe some of our Yes Have Some friends will be joining us for that. So be on the lookout for that. Make a post for it later tonight. Space Cowboy, just when you thought you were out, they keep dragging you back in. That's what it feels like with these two figures. But excited to be here. Shannon Griffin, rip them opens. Sundown Series, I had 4 bats. I sold 1 and regret it. We've done that before, right? Sundown, we have done that before. Dartherian is here as well as David V. Riley Bob says, never gotten to Joe's yet. They always seem like a headache to get. I have always enjoyed from afar. Robert Monty is here as well. Yo, Joe. Yeah, Classified was really stressful to collect at first. I think it has gotten better. But still, it's not the easiest line to collect. There was a time where you just couldn't find any on shelves. Now there's a few peg warmers that kind of sit there. But whenever there's a new figure, it is a lot harder to get them. And where did I pick them up? I got them at my local Target, the Briar Creek Target in Raleigh, North Carolina, if you know what I'm talking about. Had both just these ones sitting on the peg. I assume they got more, and thankfully enough, a collector, didn't take all of them and lived by Toy Galaxy's rule of leaving one for the next collector. So I was able to pick these up, which was pretty cool. Let's see. Was just typing up details for what Renegade Games has coming up for Joe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that one. But what I think is great about these two figures is they're kind of recreations of the classic vintage real American hero G.I. Joes. Classified line is a lot of fun because it kind of has new takes, but also some cool kind of updated takes of the original figures, the original Alley Viper. And this is yojo.com, probably, one of the greatest resources for the toys. But originally came out in 1989 and was also sold in 1990, discontinued domestically in 91. Classic figure, tons of gear and accessories. And I just love how this Classified Series 1 did a really good job recreating that in this scale. And then the Bat figures are awesome as well. it's kind of one of those classic trooper figures, which these are both trooper figures, really, that G.I. Joe has a lot of. And the fact this one kind of has that trap jaw effect of the swappable arms made him even cooler as a kid. But yeah, a really neat, two really neat vintage figures that are being brought to life here in the classified line. So really excited about that. Yay, Gmail this past. Oh my goodness. Well, sorry if this is past your bedtime, but this will be a shorter one. It's only 2 figures. Exactly. Whenever you stop by Target or Walmart, you gotta check the toy section. Well, that's good to know. Dartherian on the board game, RPG, and deck builder game coming from Renegade. All right. Without any further ado, let's open these things up. Usually, I'll let the chat decide, so I'll give you all a minute. What should I go with first? Is it the Alley Viper or the Bat? I think we can't lose either way. These are two really cool characters. But chat, which one should I open first? You all have control. I mean, it's because of you I'm doing this unboxing right now. Bats. All right. If nobody else says otherwise, the bats. All right. I think we're going to do the Bat then. Not to be confused with the Batman. Was it Battle Armored Trooper? Was that the acronym? I'm trying to remember now. I probably should look it up first. All right. So, yeah, everybody's saying the Bat. Durant wanted Alley Viper, but it's okay. We're only doing 2, so we'll get to that one soon. All right. So, let's open up this Bat. And, yeah. So, again, excited for these figures. I wish Hasbro would do more retail O-ring figures. If you've seen my video, I do really like them. I just wish there was more of them. Again, love how collector friendly the packaging is for G.I. Joe Classified. Nice big open window. Fantastic artwork on the back, even if they've kind of been reusing it for a while now. But super collector friendly to open up, take the figure out, and be able to put it back into the bubble. I think that's a really great aspect of this line. Jeff Moore says, I'm jealous. I never find anything good at my Target or Walmart. It's really, I'm lucky to have them close by, so I can always just stop by. I drop off my kids at school and pick them up since I work from home. And it's kind of on the way to do that. So I can, if I, have the time, I can do it almost every day. So I think that helps when you are toy hunting to kind of check with regular frequency. But anyway, all right. So let's get everything out of here. I lost the head. There we go. So again, I love how collector friendly the packaging is for G.I. Joe Classified. It makes it super easy because again, I did have these figures displayed in one of my D12s for a time, but then I moved them out when I was like, I can't do Classified anymore. And yet here I am buying more Classified figures. Does anybody else have that problem? Like, let me know in the chat. If you're watching this later, let me know in the comment section. Do you have those toy lines where, you said, all right, I'm done. I'm out. But then you see a new one. You're like, well, I guess I could pick that one up. Well, maybe. But just looking at the figure, he looks really good. The Classified series, just the detail they put into these things is so awesome. Like the stitching patterns, the paint applications, the articulation, I generally really dig. And the same is true here for this Bat figure. He just looks great. And the fact that you get kind of 2 alternate heads, one that's battle damage, one that is not. I think I'm going to, even though I do think the battle damage one is cool, I think I will leave mine displayed with the normal head. And let's see, let's put his pack on, which goes on pretty easily. And then we also have different plates for his chest. You have one that is kind of damaged, one that is undamaged. And it should just attach pretty easily to the figure. And yep, comes off pretty easily. I don't know. Like, what do you all think? I think I want to leave the chest piece open. I think that looks cool. Yeah, Space Cowboy. The way the fabric appears to be bunching up around the joints and shows wear patterns is amazing. Yeah, again, they just and it's crazy is like there's several Hasbro lines, 6-inch scale lines, but the Ultimates, or I'm sorry, the GI Joe classified series is the only one to like I feel like to have this level of detail, especially like the hidden pin joints. Um, it's miles better than any of the other 6-inch toy lines, I feel like sometimes. Agree with Boo Cat here. Yeah, I kind of wish they did include a clear panel. I'm sure there's like a third party person that would make one. But yeah. Jeff Morris, I told myself no more 3 3/4 inch Star Wars figures, but then I saw the C3PO droids packaging and looked nice, so I had to buy it. I'm too weak. Exactly. I bought that too. I started doing NECA Toon Line like 3 times now until they keep releasing figures. I forgot about the characters, and boom, I'm back in, baby. But I think I'm seeing the light at the end now. Yeah, I feel you there. Yeah, I agree. I think I'm gonna leave it open. It looks more dynamic. It pops more. So that's how I'll leave it. All right, so we do have the alternate hands that we can attach on here. So let's try that out. And it's going pretty easy. And boom. You got that, and I assume we just do it on both. Got the flamethrower attachment. I kind of wish there was maybe an effect we could attach to that. It has a little hole for it. Maybe they will add something like that in the future. He has a gun as well. There's critiques of this line that they're not very accurate guns. This one, I mean, I'm not a gun person, so I don't know like what's what or anything like that. But I mean, it at least looks, somewhat like a gun. It's not some crazy sci-fi gun or something. But yeah, I think it's another really good figure. It's like I think I definitely want to have one normal hand and then one mechanical hand for sure. And I'll put the rest back here. There's little holes in there, if you can see it, to plug them in so they won't flop around. It's another thing that I love about this toy line is generally all the accessories can be worn by the character. Whether it's in a backpack or something like that. I'll put him holding his gun. Make sure he's got his trigger finger in there. And boom. So a pretty cool figure. This is, again, it's a classic toy. It's a classic A Real American Hero toy that's being brought to life in the classified series line, 6-inch scale. I really dig that. Robert says early take Croc Master classified early figure of the year. When we first saw those pictures, it seemed like it could be figure of the year. Michael Miller, I can't wait to see the Sunbow Super 7 bat. That one does look incredible. Toy Connection bats, little trap jaw holes. There you go. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, let's keep moving on here. Bat, as I said at the top of this video, I kind of walked away from GI Joe classifieds. I was like, I'm just gonna focus on O-rings. But one, partially because Hasbro is like giving me one new O-ring figure every 7 years. And two, just seeing these in person makes me realize why I love this line. I'm like, I guess I can't not get this figure. So there you go. The Bats looks awesome. Just another really great figure in the classified line. All right. Last but not least, yeah, it's going to be nuts when Super 7, the Ultimates for G.I. Joe come out. Because they do look really good. All right, let's keep moving on here. We'll move our Bat to the side. And next up is our Alley Viper. Again, love the classified packaging. Love the artwork on this. It's just such a I mean, I think it was released, what, 89? It's such a late 80s, early 90s deco. It's so classic, and just one of those classic vintage Real American Hero figures. So awesome that we're getting it in this scale. But let's open this bad boy up. Ton of stuff in the bubble, much like the vintage figure. So let's pop all these guys out. Backpack. Got several semi-automatic guns, handguns, some knives, little bow and arrow, like a shotgun, sniper gun, his iconic Alley Viper shield, his kind of mask attachment. It's not packaged with that. And there we go. All right. One thing I love about one of the many things I love about G.I. Joe Classified is their eye paint decos, applications. Like, again, this is a mass retail figure. And where are these going for now? Is it $19, $20, something like that? $21 maybe? Look at that. Look at those eyes underneath the mask. It looks like a face underneath the mask. It has, the little lines that vary of what a real cloth mask would look like over a person. It's just so freaking cool. Again, what I love about the Classified line is all the small details and how they approach it. And this is another really good one. All right. Well, let's try and get some of these accessories. All right, let's just look at the accessories. We got a whole bunch, and they all should fit on this Alley Viper. So let's see if we can get them all on the figure. We do have his pack, like the vintage figure had. Oh, cool! Look at the back of the shield too. That's so freaking awesome. I love that. Stacked with weapons, indeed. Jamie Vaughn says, these are cool. I'm doing the cartoon figure, so I don't think this one will show up, so I'm tempted to get it. Well, Jamie, if you do see it, I think this one is worth picking up because I think she's such a freaking cool character. No, I still have them. Like, I took them out of display with the intent on selling them, and I may have sold a few, but I still have most of them. They're just, stored away. Yeah, but they do this. So many of the figures, Ryan B, have had just a fantastic sculpting on the faces and the heads. All right, so let's. Yeah, not sure how orange and purple is alley camo, but that's fair. That's fair. All right, let's see. So we've got his pack that goes on here, and let's see. We have a holster for the handgun that goes right here. And then we've got the little spots for his hand knives, one right here. Which one goes where? I think they're two different lengths. That's what she said. No, they're the same. Okay. We got one right here. This one right here. And then, is there any other spots? I know this has to go here somewhere. Didn't it go that way on the vintage one? I'm trying to remember now. People in the chat, let me know. Where's the little crossbow go? Could have sworn it went on the pack. Maybe I'll just put it. I don't know. Let me know. Knife sheath, thank you. Let's see. Be careful with the grappling hook. Sometimes the hole on the gun is tight. Had to heat mine up to make it smooth. Okay, that's right. Okay, hold on. Let's see. There we go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, Lord. Okay. Yeah, that ain't going in there. That is way too tight. Anyways. Yeah, people are saying it could go on the arm too. I don't see that. It makes sense that it would go on one of the guns. I just can't. It is way too. I'd have to like bore it out a little bit. Right, here we go. There we go. All right. So we got at least one on there. I just wish the other packs have easier ways to hook up. There we go. I figured it out. Boom. There we go. Robert says, any interest in Valiverse? I think the figures look great. And I appreciate like a new toy line series. But just for me personally, I think my nostalgia drives G.I. Joe collecting. And so while I can appreciate as a new design, everything like that, it just hasn't been like something that I want to pick up. Maybe aside from the Sergeant Slaughter. But it's no knock against the toys though. They do look incredible. Plus, it's like an independent toy maker, which is great. So no criticisms against it or anything. It just hasn't been kind of in my orbit of things to pick up. That's what smashes that with continuously. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's put his little visor on. Again, this seems really thin, so I would get worried that this would break. There we go. Oh, that looks so cool. Oh man. See, I don't know, this is the joy of toy collecting sometimes, because you just get these awesome new versions of these iconic characters that you grew up with, and it's just fun. It's just a lot of fun. A shield. See if I can get it all the way in. Oh, maybe it's designed to hold it. Okay. Let me do this thing. All right, there we go. Let's push his hand through. And I guess he can just hold the shield, maybe? Kind of hoping he could put the shield all the way through and then still hold a gun or something like that. All right, so there we go. He's got his shield. And then we'll give him this gun. And boom. There he is. Here he is, Mr. Rally Viper. Gosh, what a cool figure. Jeff Morris, Valiverse looks cool, but only buy toys in the wild. That way keeps the spinning down. Exactly. That's it too. It's hard. It's hard, especially I think for a line of new characters and not being able to see him in person. Maybe for some at a toy show too. Maybe that would compel a purchase too. But yeah, I think finding it in the wild would make a difference there. Robert Monte, the G.I. Joe team at Hasbro is knocking these figures out of the park. Must go get mine. Yeah, look at just, gosh, it's like what I said, as I said earlier, like I quit the G.I. Joe classified line because I was like, I just don't have room for it. I'm just gonna focus on the vintage O-ring style figures. I back the Sky Striker HasLab. But alas, I'm here again, picking up these figures, and they look really cool. And they just do a fantastic job. A surprise gun behind the shield. Oh, is there? Am I missing that? Anyway, looks freaking cool. Looks cool. I still have this one. I'm sure I could find a place to place it on this, probably somewhere. I just haven't found it yet. I don't want to waste too much more time doing that. But man, fave of these two figures. I think I'd have to go Alley Viper, which may be controversial. I don't know, but just look at those colors. It pops. But they both look great. Agree with you, Nick Dillinger. Man, those look sweet out of the box. They really do. They really do. Ryan B, with all those accessories, he really looks like the OG toy. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think we were looking at them earlier, but that original Alley Viper had so many accessories, and it's so cool that this one, I mean, they've done this a lot. They've done this for a lot of the figures. Does the same thing. So yeah. But both are awesome. Hard to pick one, but if I had to go with one, I'd go with the brightest and most outlandish figure. Because but it's funny because I think a lot of us as kids, as we grew up and G.I. Joe became more outlandish in the early 90s, I think that's when a lot of us kind of dipped or dropped out of the line. But there is something in those mid to late 80s figures that was like the perfect balance between the outlandish and the fun. And I think the Alley Viper is like a perfect example of that. And the Bats figure too. I think they're both classic vintage figures that have been realized in this 6-inch scale in a really, really cool way. So I think they're both winners, but I absolutely probably have to give the win to the Alley Viper. For me personally, let me know in the chat. A lot of people are saying the Alley Viper, the Viper. Studio Henge, I ordered too many Bats and a few Alley Vipers. They want the black and yellow repaint. Yes, I think it came out in like 2000, or no, sorry, 91 or 92. Yes, pray for Ukraine. Indeed, it's an crazy situation, and about their resilience and courage in the face of all that is incredibly inspiring. And it's kind of inspiring in humanity in that moment, in the craziness, in the insaneness of it is inspiring. Had to go either way. Both are awesome. Exactly. It's nuts. Alley Viper barely. Yeah, again, I think just Alley Viper gets the slight edge with all of his accessories and the colors for me. Blue Storm looking forward to getting the O-rings of these in 2034. No truer words said, Blue Storm. Oh my God. They need to pick up the pace. Come on. I got money ready. I got cash in hand. Hasbro. Alley Viper for the win. I got into the Joes in the late 80s, so it speaks more to me. Well, there you go. I think that's a really good reason to pick the Alley Viper. All right, well, that will do it for this fun unboxing of these two classified G.I. Joe figures. Plan on doing another live stream later tonight. That new Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer dropped, and I want to talk about it. So if you all want to talk about that new trailer for the new Disney Plus series, I'll make a post a little bit later. Join us 9 o'clock. Usually I'll do that with Ralph, but Ralph is unavailable. So looking to be joined by maybe some of our Yes Have Some friends. And I think Craig's planning a righteous cardio tonight too. So if you want to hang out, talk Star Wars later on this channel, hit the subscribe button and that bell icon. If you like this video, hit the like button. Really vote with your likes. The reason this video happened is because you vote with your likes and let me know what content you like on this channel and what you want me to share on this channel. So if you'll join in on that Obi-Wan discussion later tonight, see you then. We'll have Toy Geeks this Sunday. We also have a date for our Toy Showdown, probably to announce officially on that Toy Geeks. So see everyone later tonight if you're there. If not, I'll see you on whatever next video I get to hang out with you on. So until then, hasta luego and goodbye.